Hey guys, welcome to Farm Charm Chic. I'm Emily. I am so glad that you are here today because in today's episode, I am creating some beautiful carrot DIYs. No matter how you use them in your decorating, there is no doubt that carrots have become very popular in springtime decorating. So if you're needing some great ideas, I've got you covered today. If you do like crafting, DIYs, dukes, hacks, thrift flips, or just creating in general, I would love if you would consider subscribing. And if you do like what you see, I would love if you would give this video a thumbs up. But let's get right into the DIYs. This is such an easy project to do, and I got inspiration for this off of Pinterest, and I saw somebody make carrots out of clothespins, which I thought was a brilliant idea because when you take the clothespins apart and place the flat ends together, they literally look like carrots, so it's brilliant and I love it. So you're just going to do that to however many carrots you want in your box. Just use some hot glue to glue those together. You could use wood glue if you wanted a really strong bond, but these carrots are not going to be doing that much other than sitting there, so hot glue should work just fine for you. I did paint the carrots with an orange color, and then I am taking just one of these little crates from Dollar Tree and I am just painting it in a green color. I have loved this color for springtime and I think it contrasts really well with the carrots, but you could customize it to whatever you would like to do. Now I'm just taking some of the grass from the floral section at Dollar Tree and I am just cutting it off at the end, and that is what I'm using for the little greenery on the bottom of the carrot. Whatever you have that you would like to use, I know carrot greenery does not traditionally look like this, but it works for the color and whatever, so you can use whatever you would like. But I'm just taking the little end there and I'm just putting a little hot glue, and then I will just carefully place that onto the top of the carrot, and I'll just hold it into place until it dries. And I'm just going to do that with all of my carrots. Using my Cricut, I just cut out this little bunny bait little box here. It has this little bunny. It says 5 cents or something on it. I just found it on Cricut Design Space. You would not have to do this. It would be completely optional. You could even just use a Sharpie just to write something cute across the front of it. You wouldn't even have to make it like bunny themed for Easter, since if it's going to be like springtime, you could just do something, just carrots 5 cents or something like that on it. But I also take some antiquing wax and just go around the edge and on all those little ridges in that crate just to kind of age it up a little bit. And then I'm just going to peel off my stencil, and it is a very rustic look, and so I'm not super concerned about how well the transfer turns out. Just so you can see it, it kind of just adds a little decorative touch onto the front. I just glue a couple pieces of styrofoam into the bottom. That is where your carrots are going to be placed. And then I just kind of spaced out the carrots to begin with and made little holes in the styrofoam so I knew how far apart to space them. And now I'm just sticking a little bit of glue down in each of those little holes I created in the styrofoam and placing each carrot in there, and hold it up until it dries, because styrofoam and hot glue, you know, the combination kind of melts the styrofoam. So if you hold it until it dries, you'll get a very firm hold in there. And then I just take some Spanish moss. I put a little bit of glue down so that Spanish moss stays nice and tucked down in there, and then just using a barbecue skewer or a dowel or something, I just put that little Spanish moss in between each of the carrots, kind of cover up that styrofoam, and then just to add a little bit of texture to it. I think it just turns out so cute, this little box of carrots here. It is so perfect for springtime or just to have that nice pop of orange in your decor. This DIY is just using painter sticks from the hardware store. So I am taking 3 different painter sticks and I am just kind of cutting them on an angle to make a carrot shape. So kind of like a long triangle shape here. I'm just eyeballing it, and I'm doing more of a squared off edge on these carrots. Now, poor men have poor ways. I'm using my handsaw to do this because I don't really know how to do this with a table saw, and it's such flimsy wood on those paint sticks that I'm not sure how well that would work. So I just do my best to kind of saw along those lines with my handsaw, and then I just cut it off on the bottom to make that squared edge. Now you would not have to do a squared edge to it. You could do it all the way down to a point. You could do this with any type of scrap lumber that you had or any way that you wanted to get these cut out. So I just do 3 of them, and I paint one in a gray. Well, no, it's more like a greenish gray, and then a darker green, and then an orange for the contrast on all 3. And then I'm just using some of this grass from Dollar Tree, and I am just tying some of it together with some twine. And then I kind of scrunch it up a little bit to give a little texture to it. And then I will just take that and glue that onto the end of each carrot, and that's what will give you your greenery. Now to do some little ridges on the carrots, I just take my little foam brush here, and I just use a little bit of a contrasting color and go through and just do ridges at different lines and different heights all along each side of the carrot. And then I just make sure that whatever color I'm doing, the orange didn't pop as well, so I do go back in and doing a darker color on that one, but I just make sure that it contrasts on the carrots. Now you can paint your carrots whatever color. If you want to do all orange, or you want to do different shades of orange or red or whatever. I just love the different types of carrots that we plant on our farm with all the different colors and everything, and so I love incorporating that when I do carrot DIYs. So that's completely a matter of personal preference. And then I'm just going to stack these three together, and I just put glue on that top one. I want the orange to be front and center, and so I'll just put a liberal amount of hot glue on the back and kind of just space that and place it there. And this is perfect to tuck into a tiered tray. It is a perfect shelf sitter. I just love how this turns out. I think it's super cute, and it really was so easy to do. Now I just wrap some twine around all of them, so this looks like it's, you know, from the farmer's market, just a little bundle of carrots. I tie that off in the back and glue it down, and then I will just flip it over, put a little dot of glue on the front, and I just put just like a little shoestring bow that I made out of twine on the front there, so it looks like it's all nice and put together. And look at those ridges, how cute they look. I just think these are so fun. They look so cute, and again, it's just a perfect little pop of color in your decor. Have you guys seen these all over the place? I feel like I have. They are called a sugar mold, and I've seen a lot of people put candles in them and things. I found some at antique stores, at flea markets, vintage market days, all sorts of different places. I found this one on Amazon, and I will leave a link down in my description box, but I love doing different things with them. So I'm just taking a little bit of Spanish moss, and I'm just going to stick that down into each one of them. This is just going to kind of fill up that space in the bottom, and I thought the Spanish moss would look really, really cute. Now, if you've purchased any of these with candles in them before and you use the candles, you can definitely, there's lots of techniques to get the wax out so you can use them to decorate with. I'm just going to take some carrots, and I'm just showing you that it doesn't matter where you get your carrots or what kind you use, or if they're homemade. Those are from Dollar Tree. Hobby Lobby has some cute carrots. All the craft stores do, really. Or if you just have some that you've used in your decor before. But however you get your carrots, you're just going to take one for each of these little molds here, and you're just going to stick them in. I kind of like to angle them a little bit different so they're not straight up and down. That's just a matter of personal preference. But I'm just going to take a little bit of reindeer moss, and I'm just going to tuck that in around. That adds just a little bit of a greenery color there. And so that way it just kind of adds a little different element. You do have the option of gluing all of this in to have it stay in there, so that way it will be more permanent. But I want to be able to change mine out, so I did not glue any of mine in. It's just all resting in there. I have this cute little fresh carrot sign that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. I have seen little tiered tray signs like this anywhere, so if you had a cute little one for spring or different holidays, it would be fun to use. The sugar molds are naturally like tapered at the bottom of it, and so I wanted it to kind of sit flat rather than be at an angle, so I glue a tumbling tower onto the block. And then I had a little gouge in the frame, so I just used a Sharpie marker, and I also used a Sharpie around the edges of the tumbling tower block, so you wouldn't be able to see the light color of it. It would just look black. And I just use a minimal amount of glue to make sure that that stays. But I'll also be able to remove it when I do something else. But look at how cute this turned out. I love this. I am so excited to think of different things for different holidays to do with this. If you happen to see these in your antique shopping or flea market or anything, definitely pick one up. I will leave that link down in my description box to the ones on Amazon. I just think they are so cute, and I'm going to have so much fun decorating with it. I have this little vase from Dollar Tree. It's so cute. It's a square shape, and I also have these little carrots that I got from Amazon. I'll leave a link to them down in my description box, but you get like 30 or more little carrots or something. They're so cute, but they do come with like a little hanging tag, almost like you could hang them from a garland or something. I tried just pulling it out, but that ripped the carrot, as you can see here. So I just decided to kind of snip that off as close as I could, because I don't really need that little ribbon to hang it with. Basically, I just shove a bunch of Spanish moss down into the bottom of this vase to kind of give it a little bit of like, to prop these carrots up just a teeny bit. And I thought it kind of looked cute. It looks like a little roots maybe from the carrots growing around down there once you get all of these in. But I'm just lining all of these carrots up around the perimeter of that vase. I'm just showing you here different types of carrots that you could use to do this with depending on where you get your carrots from. You may already have some in your decor. I got these little burlap carrots off of a garland that I got at Hobby Lobby that I took apart to use. They were super cute in there, and I just love the little raffia little carrot toppers on them. I take just a little bit of Spanish moss and I just tuck it in between the space of the carrots there to kind of fill in. This is going to help those carrots stay secure, and it's also just going to add a little bit into that negative space that was there, so that way it kind of fills in and it looks full and intentional. So now I'm just taking some jute twine and I just wrap it around this little bundle of carrots 3 or 4 times, and then I just tie it off with just a single little shoestring bow. That's just so cute that the carrots look all cute and tied together there, and that helps them stay together as well, and it looks like just a little bundle of carrots from the farmer's market. I think this turns out so cute. I love using carrots in my spring and Easter decor because it does bring such a pop of that vibrant orange, and I just love the different layers of this. I think it looks so cute. Perfect to tuck on a table or a shelf somewhere. What do you guys think of it? I have seen these little baskets several places. You can find them in the floral section of your craft store. I've even seen them like at TJ Maxx or things. You might even have one in your stash already, but to me it was the perfect shape for a carrot. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the orange burlap ribbon that I have. I got it just at the craft store. You could use any kind of ribbon. It doesn't have to necessarily be burlap, but that's just what I found and I thought it was super cute. So I start by gluing on the bottom of the edge there, and I'm just going to do a method of kind of gluing around that bottom shape and holding that burlap ribbon into place until it dries, so I can get that nice little crisp point on the bottom. And it's like not so crisp. I mean, it doesn't have to be super perfect, but I do go ahead and kind of fold the ribbon under so that way it kind of tapers down, if that makes sense. You'll see here when I wrap this around, I end up kind of folding the bottom piece under a little bit just to make sure that it does kind of go down to a point. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here, but this is just a method of wrapping and gluing every once in a while. I feel like if I wanted to, after Easter time, take this ribbon off, there's not so much glue that I wouldn't be able to do that. Once you get going, it's just a matter of wrapping this ribbon around. You can do any kind of like pattern, or you can fold the ribbon over, whatever you would like. I'll show you kind of what I do to add a little bit of texture to it since this is wired ribbon. Now I was kind of going to go up over the edge here, as you can see, but I decided not to. Instead, I just put this as close to the top there, and then I'm just going to snip it and glue it in the back. So to finish this off here, I just take a piece of burlap ribbon, enough that will stretch all the way around to the back, and I fold it over and I bring that up under. That just to me gave it a little bit more of a finished look, and I'll just hot glue that together in the back. Now to go back on all of the little layers there, I just kind of bend and crimp each of them to add a little bit of texture to the ribbon. So for my filler, I just have this greenery that I have. You can use anything, any type of plant that you wanted to use. I just thought that was really cute to kind of be the little green top to the carrot. And then I just make a little bow. I just make a loop out of some ribbon, and then I will pinch that in the middle, and I just use another little lace bow that I have from Dollar Tree to kind of make that, add a little cute texture to bows. You guys know I am not the best at bows, so I do the best that I can. So hopefully I'm explaining well what I did, because I can't tie bows. I do cut a length of ribbon and kind of bend it at an angle you can see there for the tails, and then I just kind of fold that over so the bow fits on it and glue it all together, and then I will just glue that onto kind of the side. I don't do it right in the center, I do it a little bit off side, and a bow would be completely optional. I just felt like it needed a little something extra, and I had this cute Dollar Tree ribbon and I thought it was perfect. And you can see, and I do decide that it, like the one tail needs to be shortened a little bit, so I just go back in and kind of snip that up a little bit. But I think this just turned out so cute. That little bow to me just kind of makes it. All right, did I do a good job converting this basket into a carrot? I thought it turned out really cute, and I think the Easter bunny would definitely stop at my house if this was hanging on my front door. It would be so cute, also layered with another wreath. I just think this turned out really cute. Don't forget that I'm on Instagram also. I love to meet new Insta friends, so I would love for you to come over and say hi, check out my page, and see all the latest projects that I'm working on. I'll be sure and leave a link down in my description box so you can easily find me. So I wanted to make a little hanging garland for my house. I love to do change up garlands for different times of the season or anything. So I'm taking 4 of these little eggs from a package that came from Dollar Tree that comes with, and I can't remember if it's 6 or 8 guys, but there's a bunch of these in the package. So I paint them all white, and then I want to do just kind of like a little ticking stripe down. I've done a couple ticking stripe Easter decorations this year, and so I kind of wanted this to tie everything in, and they turn out so cute. So I really am going and embracing the little ticking stripe, but I'm using that washi tape and the just some painter's tape to make that stripe. So hopefully you can kind of tell what I'm doing here. It's pretty self-explanatory, but whenever I do stripes or anything and I use tape, I put a little bit of paint on my little sponge there and I pounce up and down, let that dry, and then you can go over and do your other coats. You can see I kind of use a brush there at the end to get it on thicker. What the pouncing does is it kind of seals where that little area is from your tape and your surface to give you those nice crisp lines. So you can see here as I tear off all of the paint, this is the most satisfying part when you're crafting of doing stripes, is peeling off that tape and seeing nice, crisp, clean lines. If you've ever done any type of striping or anything, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you were lucky enough to find some of the little wooden shapes at Dollar Tree that were the Easter shapes, you could easily use those for this or skip this part altogether. But I did cut out some little bunny shapes with some faux burlap paper on my Cricut, and I'm just going to use some purple school glue to glue those to the front of the eggs. So I've had a few people ask where I buy this school glue, if I get it at Dollar Tree, and I don't. I do typically buy it at Walmart at back to school time. It goes on super cheap clearance. You can also get it on Amazon. But I have all these different styles of carrots that I could use for my garland, but I thought this plaid looked really cute with these stripes. And I got this package at Hobby Lobby, and it came with, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 and it ended up with the 40% off being only just like $2, I think, for all of them. Anyway, I just used some floral wire to wrap around each of the carrot tops, the little stems, and also on the top of the eggs. I just feed that through. I thought the floral wire would be kind of different, so that way they wouldn't like flop all around when it was hanging. Hopefully that makes sense. So for the actual garland part, I'm just using some rope from Dollar Tree. I just cut it down to size 6 feet was what I cut mine to. That's what fits my surface. And I just take these little loops, I make little loops on the end, and I'm just wrapping them with some more of that floral wire. And then I just twist it off on the end there. And that gives me, I have some little command hooks that I hang from side to side for my garland there. And I just fold it in half to find the middle, and that's where I stick that first carrot on. So I just kind of stick the floral wire through the rope, you can see here. And I wanted like a 6-inch gap, and I had one of these little pallets from Dollar Tree, and that's how I'm using what I'm using for my space, because my ruler was like 12 inches, so it didn't fit exactly, if that even makes sense to you. I just wanted something that I could hold in place there. And I just go through and just like twist all of these on, and it turns out so cute. I love this. It is definitely going to tie all of those other projects I've done in other videos this year with that little ticking stripe on there. I think it turned out so cute. Do you guys like to do garlands a lot? I have a couple places in my house I love to switch out for different seasons, and so I always like doing them. But I would love to know if you do like garlands, or if it's something that you're kind of not a big fan of. This is kind of a fun way to make some little carrots for your decor. I have these little spindles from Amazon, and I'll also leave a link to these down in my description box. So I'm just going to use 6 of these to make a little bundle of carrots, and I thought it would be fun to kind of do different colors, since if you guys, I don't know if you've ever grown different colors of carrots or anything. That's one of my favorite parts of growing them, is all the different types of colors we get. So I'm just going to do kind of like a traditional orange, then I'm just adding a little bit of a brown color to make a little bit darker orange, and then also this red color. We've had carrots this color, and it's so fun. My kids love it. So I just thought it would be kind of fun to do all those different colors. For the greenery part of my carrot, I'm just using some eucalyptus sprigs that I have from Walmart, I think is where I got these. And I just cut off a bunch of little teeny sprigs. And then to kind of make them look even around the carrot, I'm just going to do at what is the top of my carrot, just do a little line of glue. And then I just take that little eucalyptus and just hold it there until the glue dries. So that way it's not going to fall off once I let go. To give the greenery a little extra stability, I'm just going to wrap some twine around it. So I just glue one end of the twine on and then just wrap until I feel that it is really secure on there. And then I'll just cut that off and glue that end of it down. I thought that number one, it added a little bit more like stability for the greenery to stay on, and kind of mask where the stems were glued on. But I thought it kind of added a fun rustic look to the carrots. I mean, they're obviously fake carrots because they're spindles, so why can't you have twine on a fake carrot, right? But I just do the same thing with all 6 carrots. Here's an up close look at how I get that glue to stay on. So you do have to sit there and hold it for just a minute to make sure that those little leaves stay on there really well. And then I just start that twine there with the little bit of glue, and then I will just start wrapping that right up. We love planting carrots in our garden. Do you guys plant a garden? I would love to know like what types of things you guys plant in there. We have a farm. We have a very big garden at our farm, but we do a garden at our house also. And carrots are one of those things that we plant at both places. We just love them. I take a little bit of twine and just tie them together so that way it's a little bundle of carrots, and I think they turned out so cute. They're perfect to have standing up or laying down or just having with a cute little vignette or something. Just adds that little pop of orange, and I love the different colors that are in there. If you've picked up artificial eggs at all in the last couple of years, they come, or even real eggs, they come in like these little cardboard egg holders. So I am just taking one that I had from Dollar Tree, and I was just showing you some different options that I had there. And I'm going to use one that has little 6 compartments there. And I'm taking these little carrots that I got off of Amazon, and I will leave a link down in my description box for those. But they come with like a little ribbon to hang, and I had to cut it off because if you pull it out, it rips the styrofoam. But I am just taking a little bit of floral moss to put as a little filler in the bottom of each of these little egg containers here. And then I am just sticking some reindeer moss and these little carrots all around. And you can kind of see I just tuck that reindeer moss right around the carrots as I'm putting them in. I did not glue these in, but you could easily do that to give it more of a firm, like permanent hold. I just thought this was something super easy to throw together to kind of add that little springy Easter touch, like a little carrot patch for the Easter bunny type thing. So you can see how I just tuck that all around those, and it kind of props those carrots up. And look at how cute this looks. I think this is turning out so cute. So now I'm taking these little garden labels that I have, these little signs from Dollar Tree, and I just take one of them and I paint it with some brown craft paint and kind of make it look like it's wood. It is plastic, so it's not going to give the best coverage, but that's okay because that's how I wanted it. And then I take just a little bit of black chalk paint and I just paint it on both sides because I'm going to kind of write something, if that makes sense here. So I just kind of paint it so it looks like it's a wood sign with the chalkboard on it. I just take a chalk marker from Dollar Tree and I just write on here 25 cents, like this is just a cute little Easter patch, you could write bunny bait, you could cut something out on your Cricut if you wanted to. I just was trying to make it super quick and easy. It's so fun and cute for like a tiered tray or just like a little shelf sitter somewhere. I think this turned out really cute and it is so simple. I hope that you had so much fun today watching me create these carrot DIYs, and I hope that I inspired you to be able to go out and create some of your own fun carrot decor. If you guys had a favorite project from today's video, I would love for you to let me know down in the comments. I always love reading which DIY stood out to you the most. That's a lot of fun, so definitely let me know. And I would like to wish you guys a very safe and happy Easter. And as always, remember to be safe, be smart, be nice, be happy. Choose to have a good day because you are amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed the video that you just saw, here's another one that you might enjoy. And as always, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching and have an amazing day.